Hi everyone, Bandana here. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Nordhold, or at least its demo, which I've been meaning to try for absolutely ages, and I finally sat down and played it a bit last night, and I thought I'd share it with everyone because I think it's pretty good. I'm a big fan of tower defense games, but the last really good tower defense game, and no offense to anyone who's made one since then, was probably Defense Grid: The Awakening, the original one. The second one was okay, but the first one was certainly the pinnacle of tower defense for me. And I'm always keeping an eye out for something that scratches that itch. Nordhold is kind of a mix between a little bit of base building mixed with a tower defense. The base building is kind of more just management of your resources rather than, you know, a proper city building game. So that's quite nice that it's not like trying to do two whole games in one. There's a lot of detail with each of the towers, which I'm going to show you as we go in there. Well, I thought we'd have a go of the demo together just because I think it's quite good and it's going to be one to check out when it releases. Obviously, check reviews and things. So, hopefully I've got all my unlocks already. I get to choose a relic at the start because I've been playing it a little bit and it's got that roguelite elements in that you will unlock stuff as you go. We have to choose one of these. Our timer is going at the moment. Up rather than down. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm not sure. Anyhow, we need to choose a relic. So this is something I've unlocked by playing. I can now have a relic at the start of everything. Or every time I play. So, Seal of Consistency. You can no longer demolish towers, but all towers deal extra damage. Torch of Fortune grants 50% chance for workers to produce 4 additional resources per work cycle. For gold, they generate only 2. Magic contract. Every time you leave the market, you receive 30% spell damage. That's quite nice. Auto towers gain 15% accuracy. Elite enemies' HP will reduce by 20%. Pact to Prosperity. Stack +5 gold production at the start of each economic phase. Resets when gold is spent. Ooh. That's actually quite difficult. I'm kind of leaning towards this for the additional resources. I think we'll do that one. Anyhow, so we need to put a tower down to defend this area. So we're going to put one of those down and an arc tower down. I'll explain that in a minute. I can't pause right now, but I think we have to activate this ourselves. So I don't think the wave will start till we activate it. So this is the city, and there's a few different things. So you can build a statue out here, which strengthens towers. You can build a trading post out there. You can build a tavern, which increases the worker's productivity. You've got a hero tower over here, which boosts spells of the hero. You've got a market that you can interact with. You've got a brewery, which you need to build to make stuff for the tavern. You've got a workshop down here, which reduces the tower build cost by 10%. And then you can do upgrades within that, and I'll show you that in a second. Mill gets you wheat, quarry gets you stone, and gold mine gets you gold. Houses does what it says in the tin. It's where people live, your workers, and hiring workers costs you the grain or wheat, and you have to build houses for wood. Currently we have 3 people. You start with 2 normally, but we've done some upgrades because I played it a bit, and now I can have 3 at the start. So I can actually build that, and then I can assign someone to that straight away, and we can start getting more workers. I can hire another worker as well and get them going in there. You'll see there are upgrades here. So these ones are permanent. So these are the ones that, like, when you die and you have to restart, you can unlock these because they're permanent. And then these ones are temporary, which cost gold. So they're temporary upgrades just for this game. And the more workers you have, obviously, the more resource you gain in that area. The market... every 5 waves, a market offers the opportunity to acquire relics. So we'll need to keep an eye on that. I've not really been checking that so far, so something to keep an eye on. The castle, you can do tax burden, so every worker generates gold. You economy budget, so all building upgrades become 10% cheaper. Again, these are things you can pay for, and they provide you an ongoing thing. This here is a shield wall, so you have a shield. Enemies can hit the shield. If enough enemies hit it, then it goes down. If a boss hits it, it goes down completely. We'll see that, because a boss will eventually smash us. So as it stands right now, we've got these 2 towers are more than enough. So let me click on a tower and I'll show you. So this is an arrow tower. Pretty straightforward. There's loads of upgrades you can do. But obviously it all costs money. The towers, however, do level up over time. And when they level up, you can have a free upgrade. So you'll also have different ones. So accuracy ignores block. So that's an arc tower, it's electric, so it gets different bonuses. There's also mortar towers. There's a runestone tower that just attacks constantly, anything in a short range. And then a tornado tower that literally casts a tornado on the path and does damage to everything down the path. So a few different options. The shadow tower I haven't unlocked because it's full version content, as is the Raven tower. And the forest tower is the frost tower even is the same. So you're a little bit limited in the demo. It's not too bad. So if we hit explore, we get our first wave. 1 tower was enough there, as you can see. Now every time you play, this path will differ. So at the minute it looks like this, but in another one it could go off to the side more, or this side more, etc, etc, etc. So there's always a bit of a difference in how this generates. So we got loads of wood at the minute. I don't really need loads more wood. What I do really want are more workers, but I'm going to buy a house there because I need that. We need a quarry soon, but we really need more workers. I need 70. Now wood isn't a big issue, so I'm going to switch that to try and get more wheat because I want more workers. The hero tower here, arcane accumulation for 5. For every 10th kill by spells cast by the hero, receive 5% spell damage bonus. That's quite nice if you're using the spells a lot. We don't have a hero yet. We don't get a hero till wave 5. I'm going to hit explore and just let this continue because these first waves are pretty straightforward, and these towers should easily annihilate them. Might be famous last words. Oh, there we go. Easily dealt with. Okay. Now, next time we get a banner choice. Do you see how everything's turning around now? And there's multiple paths around here. Meteor Tower has quite a long range. But I find it better to build a Meteor Tower like when the path curves round or something, so that you're catching people at multiple locations. What might be good here is like a lightning one. Just because that's quite a nice position to catch both these sides. So I'm going to stick another lightning one down there. I find the lightning towers really good because they kill the stuff with low health quite effectively. So we hit this, and then at the end of this wave we get a banner choice, which is the next event. And the banners are basically upgrades for towers, or potentially something else, I guess. Okay, so we got 3 rare options, so that's pretty cool. You can do reroll and you can do like banishes. So barbed arrows. Arrows of the arrow tower inflict bleeding. Each arrow tower generates wood every wave and strike with increased damage. Quite a lot of wood production and nice damage buff there. And then chain echo adds extra jumps to the arc tower. Attacks minimizing damage. So it decreases after each jump. Oh, it minimizes the decrease after each jump, so it actually makes the damage stronger each jump. So that's really good, because they're really good towers. So we definitely want to get that. Right, we can afford another worker. So let's build this as well, and we can start getting some stone. We need... Do we need another tower at the minute? Well, there's a huge... The higher these are, the bigger the range. So 1's pretty small, 2's a bit bigger, 3's bigger, and 4's obviously bigger still. And then you can do upgrades to range in that upgrade screen. So there's a lot of good options there in terms of that. Let's just explore for now. Let this continue. So you get some faster enemies. like with multiple little health bars. We should be able to take these out without an issue, though. Yeah. These have leveled up, as you'll see now, so I can get a free level up on these. So if I click on this one, you can see I've got various options. I can increase the range, and increase the fire rate, or I can increase the damage. I'm going to increase its range, because if anything gets past it, having a bigger range means it can still hit stuff as it's going towards the shield. And this one here, I'm going to increase its attack speed, because the arrow towers I found are a little bit slow at attacking. So I can't afford much at the minute. I can afford one of these because they're quite cheap, but right now it's just not what I'm looking for. This is going to curve around, so I will want to build one soon. I kind of want to put another one of these towers there, but I'm tempted to stick maybe that there. I think you can build on these as well, but obviously you don't get any bonus, so you're better off building on one that's higher if you can. That looks like a pretty nice position. Let's stick one of those down there. 80 to hire another worker. Let's explore. So you can speed this up as well. If you're feeling confident, you can just go all the way to ×4. Not that I can intervene too much once it starts. You can place towers down if you can afford them during. So now we get to choose a hero. So passive attributes brings a chest and gives us some banner rerolls. And then its spells are Arcane Strike, which damages in an area, and then Lightning Strike, which does damage to a single enemy. Then you've got Spell Energy +2 and Wood per worker in Lumber Camp +2, Arcane Explosion and Devastation, which kills 5 random enemies but not elites or bosses. And then you got this guy, which tower upgrades, -1 gold per tower level, and brings 100 wood. So that's a lot of wood, so you'd get a load more buildings out of that, potentially. You got Chain Lightning there. And jumps to 3 more targets than usual. And we've got Shadow Rain. Does 84 damage to the most forward 8 enemies. That's actually quite nice. Let's do that one. I think his spells are pretty good. I've not used that one before. So that would, like, if some got past those towers, you could cast that and it'll do some extra damage to them. So we've got a bunch of stuff, a bunch of wood here that we've not really done anything with at the minute. So let's spend it on these things that I've never used before. So let's build a tavern. So what does the tavern do? Your current worker productivity receives +20%. The tavern is currently not being supplied with beer. So I guess if you supply it with beer, then that would improve further. So we can go to houses now and hire another worker. And let's put that worker on wood. And then we should be able to build this next turn. And we'll see how much of a bonus that gives us. Market. I really need to keep checking the... Every 5 waves, the market offers the opportunity to acquire relics. The first market offer appears on wave 8. So we need to keep an eye on that. So that's the market offer. I've only recently unlocked the market. You don't start with it. It's one of those things you unlock as you play. And then it's there next time you start a run. So this area here was maybe a good place to build one of these. Because, as you can see, it kind of curves around a bit. I'm leaning towards sticking it on there. But equally, it's got such a big range. Let's stick it on that one. I think that's a good place. And you'll see it curves around a bit, so there's plenty of chances for it to hit. So let's explore again. We're currently on 2 times speed. We can just put it on 4 times and hope for the best. Most damage is going to be done by these 2 towers, to be honest. That's leveled up now, so I'm actually going to increase its damage rather than anything else. Okay, so we've got another banner. So we can still do the barbed wire, or we can do volcanic eruption. So each volcano mortar begins to uncontrollably throw magma balls at random enemies. It shoots faster, but can no longer be controlled. fire rate is much higher. So I'm going to take that because I don't care what it fires at as long as it's doing damage. There might be, you know, a time when I care, but not right now. Because you can set what the towers fire at. I should have said that. It's focus priority. You can select what you want it to focus on. But I'm not worrying about that too much at the minute. Right, we can afford that, so let's build that. So brewing beer costs 5 wheat per worker per wave. By supplying the tavern with beer, increases the worker productivity by 40%. Right, it's inactive because it would need 30 per wave, so that's crazy actually. I didn't know that. So there's something I've learned. That requires a massive amount of wheat to keep running. So that's not very good. So we need to bear that in mind for the future. Fine. It is what it is for now. Let us continue. I think we're okay on towers at the minute, so... Your brewery is not active. I know. It's not going to be active. As I say. So what I'm going to do now is slow things down, just in case, because we're getting a lot more enemies now. And these ones are the elites. I'm just getting ready with this spell. It seemed to do some damage. There we go, we cleared it, but that wasn't ideal. As you notice, stuff got quite far past, so we need to do something about that. So I'm going to build a runestone tower. Now these things have a really short range, as you can see. So there's no particular benefit per se to building them necessarily in like this area where it's covering everywhere, because you're just not going to hit anything. That's not a bad place. That's not a bad place either, because you're getting them as they're turning. So I think that's a good position to have it, because it can reach everything here. And this will constantly damage one enemy. So that's pretty good. We can afford another arrow tower. I think it's always good to just stick some of these down. Let's stick one of them down there. Yeah, that's a good position. There's no more upgrades at the minute. Okay. So what resources generating is what you can build down here. So it's kind of important to pay attention to what you're mining and stuff. Like, I'm really not mining enough stone at the moment. And I've got over 100 wheat. And my next worker is going to be 100. So I don't need loads of people on wheat right now. I could switch them over. So I could get some more on wood, because my next house is going to cost 70. But it's a difficult balance between whether you keep this stuff going or you keep this going. Admittedly, building the brewery was a bit of a waste. For 120 wood, I didn't realize it was going to cost so much wheat. So in future, I probably wouldn't bother with that unless I had an excess. So we should get the market off of this wave. We're just going to keep an eye on how far these guys get. You'll see this on attack. So you see that just attacks one constantly. And it's quite high damage. And you can upgrade the damage. But the upgrades, it's like goes up to 36 when you upgrade it once. We can speed this up a bit. Stuff's going to get past again. Just got to keep an eye on it. So you got to be careful, because some of the elites start splitting into lots of little ones. So if the elites are getting past, you might have issues once that starts happening. At the minute, it's okay. They're not doing that. Okay, so we can choose a relic. Okay. And it's free. So this is... The first relic is for free. From now on, make sure to save gold whenever the market is going to appear. Okay, so this is new. It's never popped up before. That's why I've got a tutorial. This is my first unlock of this. So here you can regularly choose from different relics. So we can either... This one is the rare one. So we've got a common, and a rare. So each economic phase, the upgrade cost of a random tower is reduced by 5. That's not great. All towers deal minus 5% damage, increasing the damage of the tower with the most DPS in the last wave by plus 100 instead. Ooh, that's not terrible, per se. And this one is, if you do not use your energy in a wave, you have plus 1 energy in the next wave, stacking. Resets energy when a spell is cast. I don't fully understand the energy thing, but I'm tempted to get that, because I think it means that I'll have the opportunity to use multiple spells instead of just 2. Don't quote me on that. I don't fully understand how it works, but I'm going to try that one. Because of the 3, it still seems the best. Okay. So, nothing to write home about at the moment, so let's level this up. So, we can either do damage or fire rate. Let's do fire rate, because that throwing out more fireballs is good. And then let's explore and do the next wave. I'm looking at... I need more stone. So I'm going to have to deal with that soon. Still doing okay here. You'll see I've got 3 energy now. I've just got my hand on this, Shadow Rain. We're okay at the minute. This can level up again, so I'm going to upgrade its damage. And that I'm going to upgrade its fire speed. You can upgrade while the wave is still going on if you see there's an issue. Good. Okay, so not the best set. So the power of the runestone tower is to cost 3 beams to attack different enemies. The damage of the beams is reduced to the value specified below. Beam damage 39%. That's not horrendous, because it's better than just being a 3rd. Chain Echo. So that gets an extra jump. We've already done one upgrade like that. Runic Fire Aura. Increases the fire rate of towers in the radius of a runestone tower. I'm not really bothered about that one. I'm going to do a reroll. There you go. So we could do another volcanic eruption upgrade, which will increase the fire rate to 85% increase. Opening Blitz, the Arc Tower hits deal increased damage against enemies with more than 70% health. We're kind of using that to clear up at the minute, so that's not a huge bonus. And Timberwind Mark. Each arrow tower generates wood and increased damage. So it's basically a better version of the other one. I'm going to do that, because then this thing's going to fire really fast. So I can now afford some other bits and pieces. I'm leaning towards getting a tornado tower, because we don't have one yet. Just looking for the best place to pull it. Here might be a good position. Or there. Ooh, that's tempting. There. That's a good position. Then it'll go down this way. Can we build another house yet? Yes, we can. And we can hire another worker. Okay, so that's good for us. So what we'll do there is put that worker on stone, so we can start building more of these towers. So we've got plenty of wood, we've got plenty of that. We're not making a lot of wheat, but I'm not bothered at the minute. We're focusing on other stuff. I don't really need gold at the minute, because I'm not using a lot of it. Obviously, if I build runestone towers, I will, but that's neither here nor there. Okay. Next wave. Right, so there's a boss here this time. Okay, so this changes things a bit. Bosses are a problem, and I might not have enough to kill it. So probably want to use Chain Lightning on him. But we'll see in a minute. The Runestone Tower should prioritize the boss. You see, I'm not doing a huge amount of damage to him yet. But he is now prioritized by that as he goes around. I'm going to use that ability. I'm going to use this on him. That's all I can do. So he's probably going to get through now. So that'll be game over because I haven't stopped the boss, and he just goes straight through the shield. You don't stop him. But you see how the game works. I've got past the first boss before. I've just done a bad job of managing my resources this time. I don't have enough high damage towers. I spent too much on this. If I hadn't have bought the brewery, I could have spent all of that wood on arrow towers and probably would have killed him with that extra damage. So that was a mistake. So lesson learned. And you kind of got to take away those lessons, and then when you play again, improve. These are the perks you can unlock. Obviously, a lot of them are locked for the full version of the game, but there's various ones you can buy. There are various upgrades. Practice makes perfect. The infiltration rate for repeated construction of the same tower type is reduced by 10%. The inflation rate. Infiltration? Why am I saying that? The inflation rate, even. I can read. Honest. And that's barrel age. The first beer production per game consumes 0 wheat. I mean, that would be lovely, but I'm not really bothered about that. I think we do practice makes perfect, because that makes the towers cheaper overall. So that's all I can afford anyway. And then you would play again, or you go back to the menu, and you can look at your statistics and all of that jazz. You can see who did the most damage. The Arc Tower doing the work. The Runestone Tower did a lot, and those did pretty good as well. But DPS, obviously the Runestone Tower way out in front. Average damage, Volcano Mortar doing the most. But you get the idea. Average GPS per cost. Volcano Mortar doing the work. The Arrow Tower is actually the least effective for us. So you get lots of stats to learn which towers are best. I think that's really cool. But if I go back to the menu as well, just exit this little screen here, you can go to discoveries and you can see everything you've unlocked and what's available. This I haven't unlocked. It's another building, a permanent building. I don't know which one that is, but that is something I need to unlock. But the others are full game only. And then you get, these are all the different banners you can find, or at least the ones I've seen, I guess. I guess you have to discover some of them. Some of them will be full version only, as you can see. So a little bit more limited. And it's random which ones you get, I suppose. And then relics. I've only seen a few of them. Well, I've seen more than that, I think. But are these the one I've picked? Oh, they're the ones that maybe appeared in the market. But I saw some other ones when I started the game and got the option. But yeah, there you go. I've discovered 44 of 76 items. I'm assuming that's not. I'm assuming that's just the demo ones is 76. So lots more. Well, the game's coming out later this month. I'll have to see if I can get a full version of the game to play and do a proper review on it. Because so far, I think it's pretty good. I'm assuming there's going to be more maps and things. I'm assuming it's not just the same map over and over. I'm assuming there's going to be more, maybe. I need to look into that. But yeah, impressed so far. I think it's a good little tower defense game. And it's got a few other bits to it that give it some more replayability. The thing with, I suppose, tower defense games like Defense Grid The Awakening is you kind of play through the story once and you've done it, and they had to rely on sort of challenge modes to make you want to play more, and obviously leaderboards against your friends, which wasn't bad back in the day, but I suppose this is a modern way of making you come back and play, as having that roguelike element. But thank you very much for watching. As ever, please do like, share and subscribe. Let me know if you've tried out Nordhold as well down in the comments, and I'll see you all soon.